Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello there. This is Snipes Killer here, and welcome back to some World of Tanks replay triage, guys. It has been a long time since I've done one of these videos, and today we have the honor of seeing You Are My Sunshine, or for short, I'm going to call him Sunshine. We have the honor of seeing Sunshine here playing in his AMX 1390 stock. Pretty much stock. All he has upgraded is the first engine, and he's already in the thick of the heat. He's stock and he's already in there, but he has 4 enemy tanks in front of him. He is extremely lucky that he wasn't spotted there. Those tanks would have just easily torn him to shreds. But he's playing here on Fiery Salient, the encounter mode of this map, and you know, I think this map gets a little bit picked too much in like the random generation of picking maps. So I play this map all too much, and it's obvious that he plays this, that Sunshine plays this map all too much too, because he knows exactly where to go. He's just scouting the mid-ridge. He had a little bit of a good position in the bush over there, but unfortunately, you know, I would have felt a little bit nervous being there too, especially with all these tanks. And apparently the T-54 lightweight felt like it was a good idea to charge over, but thankfully... So, wow, that was unexpected. Sunshine just lost pretty much 900 hit points in one hit, so that's got to be one of the big heavy TDs, either the T-30, T-124, or the Jagdpanzer E-100. But as I was saying, the T-54 lightweight is very fortunate to have friends such as the T-49, the AMX 1390, and the other T-49 who sacrificed himself to help kill him. But Sunshine here is in a very tricky predicament, I should say. He has a damaged engine, and he has a large repair kit. I'm very surprised he hasn't used his large repair kit yet. He probably thinks it's not worth the 20,000 if he's just going to get one shot anyway. But this is an absolute first. This is the first time in World of Tanks that I have seen a light tank get over the hill with a damaged engine and not get hit. That is amazing. Sunshine is so lucky to have not taken a hit. You know, he's done a decent amount of damage so far, being stock with the 75. That it's hard to play this tank with the stock 75, but he's done about 514 damage, so close to like half Eclipse potential. But that is not the end of this battle. They are actually losing right now 2-4, and the enemy team has control of the entire western flank of the map, as you can clearly see. And they have very dangerous tanks over there. They have TDs, light tanks, medium tanks, even an E-100 that has not been spotted yet. And Sunshine here is just going to put a little bit of work into this 1390. He lights him on fire. And this is a surprising thing. That was a heat shell. That was a heat shell from the T-49 that bounced right off the front of his turret right there. How lucky is he? And lucky, says the AMX 1390 on the enemy team. Yep, Sunshine, you are so lucky to have survived that. So the scores are tied up. They got someone on the cap. They have a little bit of possession on the hill, and Sunshine here is still on 165 HP. But he's up to 1,079 damage so far, and that's actually pretty good. He's got a T-49 buddy here with him. He's not very good on HP either. So both these guys are going to have a difficult time taking on the rest of the enemy. But the 1390 on the enemy team makes a mistake of poking over and gets completely destroyed by the T-49. And there is the major threat, the Jagdpanzer E-100, still on full health. And thankfully, Sunshine has an FV215B and an Object 268 on the hill to be able to help him out with these guys. Now with the 75 gun comes really, really bad penetration. I believe it's only 144. And Sunshine here is really reluctant. He hasn't taken any APCR, so penetrating the Panzer E100 on the side or even the front is impossible. And he is this guy is so lucky in this game. He is so lucky to have escaped like death over 3 times now. He got over the hill without dying while taking huge engine damage. He is so lucky in this game to survive that heat shell and to be able to dodge the Panzer E100, but there is now a normal E100 coming over, and if penetrating the Panzer E100 was difficult, try penetrating an E100. But Sunshine here, being such a skilled player that he is just keeping the E100 tracked and just farming some damage. Is he going to be able to get taken out? The U100 took out the 268, so will the FV be able to take him out, or will the RD be able to take him out? They better hurry up. Oh, and thankfully, this guy, Sunshine, you are so lucky. The U100 would have easily taken you out had not the FV215B183 taken him out. So I'm actually quite surprised to see that this 1390 has done so well, even being stock. And now another opponent, the FV215B183 on the enemy team, has decided to show his face. But he has 2 light tanks to deal with. He has the T49 and the 1390 to deal with right now. And he is not having a good day right now. Poor guy. Doesn't have very good traverse on the turret and does not have full traverse on that giant cannon. So the 2 light tanks are just easily able to outstrafe him and easily flank him. This poor 215B. You know, Sunshine's using a lot of auto aim here, and you know, I don't blame him. Usually when I play in my light tanks too, I like to auto aim just to be sure that I am maneuvering good and to make sure that I'm not taking a lot of damage. But Sunshine here just made a big mistake. He is actually taking damage from the 215B by just being right up beside him and having the 215B back up. But that doesn't matter. He's able to put in more damage and the T49 is able to take him out. So Sunshine has just had a huge role in this game, even being a stock 1390. He even says in the chat, our light tanks have just rocked this game. And you know, Sunshine, I completely agree with you. You have done so good in this game. Over 2,500 damage done. Actually, 2,760 damage done, I should say. And the battle from here on is pretty much won. The last 2 enemy tanks get taken out. And Sunshine, you have just shown me how good you are in your stock 1390. So congratulations on an amazing game. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been Sunshine in the stock 1390 with only the upgraded engine, just showing you what this tank is capable of if it's put in the right hands and used at the right moments. He was so lucky this game to be able to survive a hit from the Panzer E100 directly on, only taking about 945 hit points, I would say, probably even less. Not in the mood for mass right now. And to be able to dodge him and also take a heat shell from a T49 like a complete boss. Such an amazing game here by Sunshine. And let's take a look at the post-game stats. So taking a look at the post-game stats here, Sunshine, you were able to pick up a first-class mastery badge, a fire for effect medal, a nice healthy 28,000 credits, and a nice, actually a really good experience of 2,310. So being in your stock 1390 Sunshine in this tier 10 game, you were able to pick up 2,760 damage, putting you in the 3rd place spot for damage done. And on experience, you were able to earn the 2nd place with 1,155 base experience. That is amazing. Congratulations to the T49 as well, Funny Dogs, for being top on experience with 1237. Big shout out to you. You were an amazing teammate to Sunshine, and Sunshine could not have taken out that FV2 on 5B without you. So big thanks from Sunshine, and amazing result for you as well. So Sunshine pretty much fired all his ammo capacity. He got 33 hits and 20 penetrations just because of that terrible penetration on the stock 75, but he was still able to do a decent amount of damage. And after everything else, Sunshine, without a premium account, you were easily able to make 13,000 credits, so congratulations to you on that victory. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more replays to come, and we will just see what else we can get into. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to replay number 2, and you know, I figured I would throw in a replay of my own of the M41 Walker Bulldog here on Steps in a Tier 8 game. And you know, I don't know what it is about Steps, but I seem to do very good in the M41 Walker Bulldog on Steps, and here we are in encounter mode. So, I should really talk about the strengths and weaknesses of this tank. Obviously, some weaknesses are armor, considering light tanks do not get a lot of armor and sacrifice that for mobility. But a huge strength of this tank is its camo, its view range, which is, it's okay I guess, but it is this autoloader. It's just an insane autoloader. And as we can see here, I'm getting to a forward spawning position. There's an ELC AMX that decided to rush forward, but he has not spotted me, and so I'm easily able to just stay here, sit back and relax, and let's see what we can do. And there was a shot fired at us. Now, were we spotted? It's highly likely that we weren't, but I pulled back just in case, and we can see there's 2 SC-100s here. Now, as you can see, a little bit of the downside of this gun is that it does not have great accuracy, but when it does start hitting, it starts hitting hard, as we're just putting shot after shot into the SC-100Ys. And are we going to be able to take one out? The Nashorn actually takes one out. And I just empty the clip, and we can see that the ELC AMX was able to spot me. You know, I'm really surprised that the ELC is not coming after me, because I am on reload. I'm a really dangerous tank, and the S100Y is just complaining at the Bulldog's OP. And I'm surprised at how OP it still is after the nerf. Like, I can't quite remember what they nerfed about it, but they did nerf something about it. But it is still such a good tank in capable hands. Now, I don't know how this happened. I was just shooting completely terrible. I'm surprised that I have not killed this guy yet. Just shooting, and blind fire for the win, I guess. I was really happy that I got that. And I was actually lagging there. I'm just like in chat. Oh, that lag shot. But I decided to go for a reload, as I'd rather have a full clip going against the people in the cap than having a half empty clip to try and take them on. Now we can see here that the Cromwell's getting owned by a 1375. And you know, that's okay. The Cromwell does not have great armor, and the 1375 has a really dangerous autoloader gun. And he can dish out a lot of damage. Now one thing I can do is, with this gun, I can dish out a lot of damage too. So you know, I feel confident enough to go after the FCM 50-ton, surprisingly bouncing him. But you know, with auto aim, it is not 100% guaranteed that you're going to hit. And so I take him out, and I'm easily able to go after the 1375, making that last shell count in taking him out. And I'm already up to 3 kills and almost 1200 damage. Like I said, it is quite surprising how good I am with this tank on Steps. And now, there's a Hellcat. My reload is only halfway done, but you know, I feel confident enough, like I said before, time and time again, that I'm just going to be able to rush up to this guy, do a little bit of auto aim to make sure that I'm driving in a straight line. And you know, I feel like the cappers are a lot bigger of a threat, and so I decided to go after the E2. doing some drive-by auto-aim, taking a little bit of damage, and then coming by and securing the kill on the Hellcat. So in 4 shells, I was able to pick up 2 kills and do quite a bit of damage, resetting the cap and giving our team a little bit more time to be able to come after these tanks. And now I am ready to feast on the Tiger 1. Now I don't have a lot of shells left in my clip, but thankfully, thankfully my team was able to come over and help me, and right now I'm just distracting the Tiger, giving the Firefly time to take him out. So 5 kills, 2,230 damage, and we are still losing 8-11. So being a nice guy like I am, I congratulate the Firefly for doing a good job in taking out that Tiger 1 and saving my butt. And now we still have more tanks to deal with, so we're going to get right back into the action by putting some shots into this SE-100Y. We put 1 shot, we put 2 shots. I'm surprised I didn't stick around to stay and kill him. But the T-21, as much as that tank sucks, it is still a dangerous tank to try and face. But we secure the kill on him, we go for the reload, and we are now at 6 kills and over 3,100 damage. Now this is in the point of the game where my heart started just absolutely pounding. You know, this was the kind of game that I really wanted to win, and now I am all alone. So this is a really good strategy I use right here. Instead of driving through the cap circle and telling the enemies where I am, despite them already knowing pretty much my general location, I'm able to easily sneak around here and go hunt for artillery. I want to take out the weakest targets first, but we can see that the VK spotted me, and now I'm easily, and hopefully easily, able to get by, and we take a hit from the N44. Me being a complete noob here, not wanting to stop out in the open, I go for the auto aim. Fire 4 shots, 2 of them hit, which is actually very nice, and now it is time to go hunting for the other artillery. Now a good location that artillery usually hide in is this area right up here, and that is exactly where the M4043 is. So 8 kills, 3,800 damage, and 19 shells left. Now there is a strong possibility that we will be able to win this, but you know, one downside and one thing that I mistakenly did in this game was I did not bring heat. If I had brought heat, I would not have needed that many shells to take out tanks, and if I have not auto-aimed, I would have easily been able to conserve shells, but 70 shells is a good amount for a tank that can do 1,500 damage, pretty much potential with a clip. And so, you know, I feel like I've done pretty much my weight around this game, but you know, why not continue to do more damage? And this VK luckily escapes. I'm really surprised, but now there's the SE-100Y. I still don't get spotted. I use the bush because he's still spotted, and I put the shot into him and secure the 9th kill. So, you know, what can I really say about this game that's gone right so far? Well, I've had some really good positioning. I've used pretty much a lot of good in-game strategy and mechanics, like using bushes, not going through the cap circle when I don't have to. But I've also really heavily spammed on the auto-aim, like I've said, so I have not been able to conserve shells. Now what you see me do here is another strategy. I pull a pop-a-fakey, is what I'm going to call it, the pop-a-fakey. So what I do here is I fake like I'm going to go after the VK, and what I'm really going to do is head back to the cap. So what the VK is doing right now is he is standing still, waiting for me to pop over the ridge, and I ain't even there, boy. I am not there. And we can see that the IS-3 here is in cap, and I'm going to do a lot more auto-aim in this game. But you know, I decide not to go for him, and I decide to go for the KV-2 because he's an easier target to be able to penetrate. And luckily there, I'm able to escape with my life. So, 4,500 damage, 9 kills, and the game's sort of winding down to the ending point, and you guys can't really see chat, but what I put in chat is my beats per minute is insane. Like, my heart was just pounding extremely hard, and I know I'm talking a lot, but there's crucial things in this game that I've done right, but there's also things that I have not done right, like auto-aiming like a complete noob. Even though the SU100Y is like, dude, you're just pro. You know what? This is where I don't feel pro. Firing at the front of a VK4502A with 175 millimeters of penetration. I'm really surprised that he gave me the side of his tank there. But the cap's got 10 seconds left. I am down to 4 shells, 3 shells, 3 shells, 2 seconds on the clock, and 9 kills, 4,671 damage is not looking too bad. And like I said, I actually perform very, very well on steps in the Bulldog. And a lot of other people are obviously going to be way better than I am. I am not even in their league right now. But I feel like I did just an immense amount in this game, more than I would have ever done in any other game. Especially in a Tier 7 light tank. But enough about that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this replay right here in the M41 Walker Bulldog, showing you just what this tank is capable of when it gets into good situations, and even when it gets into really stressful situations. Now, like I've said, I did a lot of bad things in this game, and I did a lot of good things, like using mechanics, strategizing, faking the VK out, and going for the cap to try and give me a little bit extra breathing room. But I used way too much auto-aim. Way too much auto-aim. And, I shouldn't have really used that much auto-aim, because it's just absolutely ridiculous. Auto-aim does not guarantee 100% that you will penetrate. But, with the penetration of this gun and just wanting to be able to focus on driving, I felt like auto-aim, it would have been my best friend in this game. And, it certainly paid off. 4,671 damage and 9 kills is absolutely amazing for a light tank in this kind of matchup. In a Tier 8 matchup, I should say. But, without further ado, and enough of my ridiculous talking and rant and so, let's take a look at the post-game stats, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-battle results screen of the M41 Walker Bulldog, and as we can see here, I was lucky to pick up an Ace Tanker, a Bruiser medal, the Duelist medal, Fire for Effect, which is just a really common medal, I feel. The Fire for Effect one, so I'm really not surprised that I got that one. It's way too common. As well, we got a Radley Walters medal for picking up 9 kills. We got the Naden's medal for destroying at least 3 light tanks, or pretty much all their light tanks. High Caliber and Top Gun, unsurprisingly, for doing the most amount of damage in a Tier 8 game. Not even the T-34 could compare to how much damage I did. And I feel like he did a pretty good game, doing 1,500 damage. But, when a light tank does a lot more than you, it kind of makes me feel like if I was in his position, I would feel like I just completely did nothing, and I would just be so upset with what I did in that game. But, almost 5k damage and 1,754 base experience, I believe. Actually, it'd be 1124. Why are these numbers like so confused and jumbled and stuff? I don't know. But doing that much is just absolutely amazing. It made me feel like I did more than enough in that game. But unfortunately, we still lost. So I fired 68 shells, only having 2 shells remaining. Actually, 3 shells remaining. These numbers on the replay website are kind of confusing. And kind of weird that they're not showing right, but I fired 48 hit, 36 penned, doing the amazing 5,000 damage, close to that mark, and we did actually 927 from a distance of 300 meters. which is actually, that's quite insane. I wasn't expecting to be doing that. And this is the first time I'm looking at this post-battle results screen. But yeah, after making the 62,150 and getting whatever this value is here, probably some heroic resistance or whatever, we still made 40,702 credits. And with firing heat, it would have been very likely that we would have easily completely lost money. So guys, thanks for watching that replay. I hope you enjoyed it, but stick around, we still have one more replay, and you know, the last replay is going to be extremely ridiculous. As I've met this player before, I have seen him in action, but just watching him play this next game and seeing what was going on in this next game is going to be just a completely ridiculous game. Let's get right into it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third and final replay of Replay Triage here. We have quite the weird honor of seeing 22 KV2s, actually KV5s I should say. Why would I say KV2s? I'm surprised a KV2 would be a tier 8 tank. But we have the honor here of watching reroll M41 Walker Bulldog in the T26 E4, which is just, this tank is such a feaster of the KV5. But one thing that I really don't like about this replay, and I'm going to say it flat out, I am completely against re-rolling. And I'm also completely against the use of just complete gold. Reroll M41 Bulldog here is using pretty much all APCR ammo, only carrying 5 high explosive shells just in case of those extra like really needing it situations. But as we can see here, there are 22 KV5s in this game, 21 now. And M41 reroll guy here is partnered up with Lexon and Ice Brother. And as I said, this tank is just a complete feaster of KV5s, and there's so many KV5s down this flank. You know what, I'm just going to fast forward it here, because I feel like this is going to take a long time. This tank only does about 240 average damage, and you know, I can see why he's using APCR. It's because it has a lot better penetration than the standard 170 on the AP, but you know, even with, I might compare this battle to my battle, but you know, this one just, it completely wrecks my battle. Reroll here is doing an amazing job. He definitely knows what he's doing. You know, I'm completely not against him re-rolling. Maybe he wants some better numbers next to his name, you know. But you know, I'd rather feel, if I was him, that I was doing a good enough job with the numbers that I have. And you know, my numbers beside my name may not be the best, but they certainly show how I play. So reroll here is just taking health off these KV5s as if he was eating a bowl of cereal. Quite a weird comparison, but it is completely true. He is already up to 4,700 damage and completely just continuing to stack up the result here. He is only down to 25 shells though, which is completely insane. Damage output of this tank with its reload and all that is just, it's amazing. But we can see here that he's moving up. He is feeling very confident in taking on these KV5s head on. But you know, the scores in this game are actually still really close. They're still 6-4 because the hit point pool of these teams is just immense. And you know, reroll here is getting a little overconfident. He's taking just tons of damage, dishing out more than he could ever receive though. And he's still doing quite a good job here. He's just taking out these KV5s, missing some shots here and there, bouncing some, but he's still able to do quite a good job. And he just knows exactly where to shoot these guys. You know, I'm gonna say it out right now. The cupolas, pretty much anywhere on the KV5, are completely weak. You know, he actually was able to shoot the top cupolas, which are actually weak as well. So if you guys ever get in a pickle where a KV5 is reverse side scraping and you can't find where his cupolas are, then shoot at the top cupola. And now If picking on KV5s wasn't more like selfish, I guess I would say, he's gonna pick on an IS-3 until the IS-3 is like, nope, I ain't having none of this. But you know, over the course of this battle, he has expended pretty much every single APCR shell, and just slowing it down here, he is down to only, wait for it, the maths are real, he is down to 10 shells here. And there are still 5 enemy heavy tanks, and a lot of them are still on very high HP. But you know, Reroll's doing quite a good job here putting the remaining shells into this KV5. And, you know, this really surprises me right here, that he would spend all this money right here blind firing at a KV5 that he doesn't know is there, and he is going to expend the last APCR shell. But this Reroll has had such an impact in this game, doing over 7,000 damage, securing 3 kills, and this is definitely a Top Gun. There is no way this is not a Top Gun match. But what I would really like to see is Reroll, if you can take out an IS-3 just using high explosive shells. Let's see if he can do it. So he's doing the right thing here. He's firing on the top of the IS-3, making sure that he can do quite a lot of damage with these shells. But can he do it? Can he do it? He leaves them on 27 HP, and the enemy KV-5 takes him out. So that was still a really good result. Put him up to 7,400 damage. He only hit 34 shells out of, like, I don't know, the 50 or more that he carries. Yet still he was able to do close to 7,500 damage. And you know, if I was in his position right now, I would definitely go and cap as well. So he's only down to high explosive shells here, and pretty much for the rest of the game all he's going to do is cap, because when you're down to high explosive shells in a T-2064, you don't really have many options. So pretty much just to finish it off here, what I can really say about this tank is that it is just immensely strong when it comes to the frontal armor of this tank. And the siren's really going to be annoying, so I'm going to keep this brief. So this tank is very strong frontally. If there's any tips I could give to you guys, it is to make sure that you shoot the top of the turret here, close to these machine gun ports, and also one place that people neglect to think to shoot this tank is actually right here, this hole in the spaced armor. And as you can see, this is what you have to go through pretty much when you shoot at the front of a T-2064. It is this layer of spaced armor that kind of acts as like an absorber of the penetration of the shell. So unless you have a very high caliber shell with very high penetration, it is very hard to penetrate the front of this tank without shooting for weak spots. So congratulations to Reroll here for having an amazing game, and you know guys, let's take a look at the post-game stats to see just how good Reroll did here with carrying this battle. Well guys, what can I really say about this battle? You know, this, just looking at the screen, just takes my breath away. It is insane, just the amount he has done here. I'm just not talking about the credits either. 222,000 credits. But the base experience I'm going to show you in just a second. But you know, he got a Mastery Ace Tanker badge, which is it's just unprecedented. Like, it's totally expected that he would have got an Ace Tanker doing the massive amount of damage he's done. He also did Spotter, so he spotted more than 1,000 hit points of damage, which is, he just completely carried this battle. He also got Bruiser, Fire for Effect, Shell Proof, Confederate, Steel Wall, and High Caliber. So checking out the team score here, ladies and gentlemen, 7,500 damage, 3 kills, and 2,180 base experience. Did you just say 2,180 base experience? I'm pretty sure I just did. That is just mind blown. That doesn't even compare to what I did in my T-2064. Reroll, you just completely showed me up. So he fired 52 shells, 48 hit, but only 34 pen just because of the pure raw armor of the KV-5. So he blocked 4,080 damage, which is unsurprising considering he got steel wall, and he also spotted 3,000 damage. So that puts his pretty much, if you were to calculate those all together, that puts him above and beyond 13,000 damage, which is completely overkill for a tank at tier 8. This is what made me laugh though. After everything, because he fired only APCR and high explosive, that number does not even compare to the ammo. So even though he made 222,000 credits, he still lost money. Boom. Completely just, that blew my mind as soon as I saw it. That is why I do not fire pure APCR. But ladies and gentlemen, enough of my ranting about things. I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you found these replays quite enjoyable. I found them just absolutely insane to do commentary on. There's a lot of things that I might have missed in them, but you know, I feel like these replays pretty much speak for themselves when they show in pure awesomeness about how they did. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and this has been Snipeskilla, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.